Hello, family. Happy February again. It's been a while since I've come on with a message. A lot has been happening, but I thank God for another chance to be able to come on here and to speak to all of you. I have a lot to share, and I'm praying that God will keep on giving me the time and the chance to be able to do this. Now, recently, God gave me such a very important lesson that I feel we should all know about. So, I was just in this state of complaining about something, and now in the spirit I was seeing myself. I'm complaining, and there was like a lady coming to snatch what I had. And I saw a figure of authority, a spiritual authority. We were on the same table, and they were looking at me, like sympathizing with me. But yet again, I was complaining, trying to get their attention to help me and trying to get backing. And after so much complaining, I didn't get any help, actually. I was just there whining and all that. So when I woke up and I began to meditate on that word, and I began to ask myself, why didn't I not see that person helping me? And of course, most of the times when you see a spiritual figure, a spiritual authority that you know in a dream, God is actually speaking of himself. He is speaking to you concerning something and his authority as God. So he comes in that way, in that manifestation in your dream, to be able to identify that God has visited me in this manner. So when I woke up and I was meditating and I prayed about it, and I remember even sharing with a friend about it, and it just hit me that complaining is not for the mature. And God says, come, let us reason together. And I looked at the prerequisites for you to reason with somebody. You must be on the same level, and you must agree to come to a certain kind of level of understanding, even if you don't feel like it, but you choose to come up to a certain level of understanding so that there may be agreement. And reasoning is not for children. If you want to reason out very important matters, you have to be mature about it. So when God tells us, come, let us reason together, you cannot reason with somebody who is complaining or who has their temperaments way up there and their emotions are above their intellectual thinking at that time. It's very hard to reason with that person. It's also very hard to reason with someone who is very angry, very pissed off. Just try it. Even with your normal relationships, with your friends, with your spouse, it's very hard to sit with somebody and say, no, now let us reason together. Yet another person is yelling and they are complaining. And that is the exact thing that God was teaching me. And it's a lesson to so many people. There are situations that you have to choose to be mature, to sit and reason with God, and not whine about them and not start complaining about them. And that brought me, it actually played out practically for me in this month of January. There was a situation that was really pushing me. It was really pushing us as a family. And I just remember I went and locked myself in a room and I told God, whether this thing is done or not, you remain to be God. And I remember that scripture jumping out at me. Come, let us reason together. And it was that point of, now, let me just go and reason with God. He is God, He's supreme. In His grace, He will help me to be able to reason with Him. Because There are situations that really push you, and you are so hurt and you're so confused, and you feel your emotions are taking over. That's why it is a choice. You have to choose. No matter how hurt I am at this time, no matter how much this thing is painful to me, I must choose to sit and reason out with God as a father, trusting that He will guide me and give me the right direction. So the point of sitting and reasoning with God, going to the secret place and reasoning with God, it takes maturity. And sometimes maturity is out of choice. You have to choose to be mature, because it's very easy to complain. It's very easy to murmur. But have you tried to reason it out with God? Have you tried to choose to reason it out with God? Because I had complained about something for some time.